George Aluo joins us, as you might have seen, roving editor of some newspapers. Thank you for coming on today.
It's my pleasure, Chamberlain.
Well, as a matter of fact, I missed that news when it broke. Somehow I caught up with it, that CAF had eventually sent the Egyptian Rev Grisha packing for that dubious penalty. Did you hear about it? What was the case?
Well, I think the normal practice, Chamberlain, in actual fact, is that after the first round of matches, CAF and FIFA in major competitions like this trim down the referees based on their performance. Of course, you know that the referees committees call them, and at the end of the day, it is not the same number of, just as you are reducing the teams, the likes of Algeria are going home, the referees to some will go home.
So you don't need that much number.
Yeah, you don't need that much number, and it is, the trimming is based on performance. So they score them, and I think the Egyptian referee may not have scored very well, especially against the backdrop of that performance against in the game between Nigeria and Zambia.
Was that a dubious penalty?
Well, it's 50-50, and for me, I'm not looking at it from the point of view that we were robbed. That is the truth. I'm looking at it from the point of view that if we had taken our chances, Chamberlain, we wouldn't have been talking about being robbed. That same referee gave us a penalty, which John Mikel Obi threw away. I don't know why Mikel should have taken that penalty. Mikel has not scored for Chelsea in 5 years.
I can't remember. Scored for the Eagles in 2 years.
Yeah, he scored a penalty in the game against Liberia in Calabar.
And but he scored against FC Farenz, I understand.
Yeah, but that was only a friendly second division team. So if I were to be in Stephen Keshi's shoes, I would not allow Mikel to take a penalty. So what I'm trying to say, Chamberlain, is this. If we had scored our own penalty and we went ahead with Emenike's goal, that would have been two goals up. And even if the Zambians scored their own penalty, would have been talking of Zambia getting a consolatory goal.
Yeah, but what was the guarantee? They were not going to get another penalty?
Well, let me tell you, the truth is that we need to take our chances as they come. Okay. If you take your chances, you put the game beyond your opponent. In the game against Burkina Faso, we lost concentration. That had nothing to do with the referee's decision. 3 seconds.
Was it concentration or the strategy? Did we close up shop?
We didn't. We didn't do the things that we were supposed to do at that point in time. And this is something that if we look at the Super Eagles of late, these are things that have been happening to us. That was how we lost qualification for Equatorial Guinea Gabon 2012. With less than 3 minutes to go, we allowed Guinea to equalize at the Abuja National Stadium. In the game against Burkina Faso that has now made us to be walking tightrope, we were supposed to close shop at that point in time, tighten up the defense, but rather than do that, our players went to sleep and Burkina Faso got their equalizer. In the game against Zambia, the same thing repeated itself. So how many times will thunder strike before you learn your lessons?
So it struck more than twice now.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that our boys must learn to be disciplined in their approach to the game. We shouldn't struggle against every opposition. You saw what Burkina Faso did to Ethiopia. People say, yes, there are no more minnows in African football. But if you take your chances, you know those who are real minnows. Burkina Faso proved that Ethiopia are minnows when it comes to this game. Ghana succeeded in putting Mali where they belong to. If you look at football pedigree, there's no way you can compare Ghana and Mali. And when Ghana started with a draw, in the second game against Mali, they took the only chance they had and they won that game. And look at today's game. Ghana is going to play Niger. I'm not a soothsayer, but I can put my money on that Black Stars team. They are going to get the job done.
You said they'll take their chances?
They will take their chances. Look at what Côte d'Ivoire did to Tunisia. They show that they have the pedigree. They won by 3-0. And today, they've qualified. There are no permutations over their qualification for the quarterfinals. Yeah, but that is how to be a solid team.
But this same team, when they were leaving, not many people expected anything because of the way they were hurriedly assembled. And all of a sudden...
We were not hurriedly assembled, Chamberlain.
How many years?
Those
how long?
who are telling you that we are hurriedly assembled, those who are telling you that we are rebuilding are telling us not the truth.
Really?
Yes.
Has this team been together for more than 1-2 years?
Of course. Keshi said after the first game that he built this team in 25 days, and I said that is not true.
But he's the coach.
He is the coach, and he's not telling Nigerians the truth.
What's the truth?
Whoever is telling you that we are rebuilding is not telling you the truth. The person is only hiding under the canopy of the fact that we may not win. So they are trying to put an alibi forward. So but the truth is that Nigeria should be looking at this team winning the Nations Cup for the third time.
How long has
we've got the players?
How long has the team been
How can you be rebuilding with 2 goalkeepers that have been to the World Cup? Vincent Iyama was at the World Cup, isn't it? Vincent Ejide was, this is his second, he has been to 2 World Cups. We have an Elderson Echejile that is playing for FC Braga, a club that is playing the Champions League in Europe. That is the biggest competition in Europe, isn't it? We have an Eminike that is playing for Spartak Moscow. We have Ahmed Musa that is playing in the Champions League for Spartak Moscow. We have Yobo that have seen it all at the Nations Cup. This is about his 6th Nations Cup. So how can you? We have Nosai Gebo that is playing for Real Betis, a club that is playing in the La Liga. So we are not lacking in the quality of players that should give us the Nations Cup.
Yeah, but you know that a team goes beyond those individuals.
And these individual players that I've mentioned to you now have played
6 of them
have played together. They played together in the last 1 or 2 years. The Ikeuche has been in the Super Eagles, isn't it? So how can you say you are rebuilding?
Yeah, but if it's a new coach, he wants new mindsets, new mentality, new way of playing, new strategy.
But no, for Christ's sake, nobody should tell us we are rebuilding. We are not rebuilding. The truth is that the Super Eagles should get this job done. Nigeria has the quality of players that should give us the Nations Cup.
We like to win all the time, don't we?
No, that is the truth, Chamberlain. I'm telling you, we have the players. I've looked at it from the from the goalkeeping to the defense to the midfield and to the attack. Truth be told, we have the players that should give us the Nations Cup. And what we should concentrate on is to get the job done. Let us tell ourselves that we can do it.
So, the game against
Ethiopia
do
tomorrow.
You think we can do it?
Yes, we can. If we play with the right attitude, with the right mentality, and with the right selection, we should be able to do it. Part of the challenges we are facing is the fact that the coach is making some mistakes when it comes to team selection.
Really? Why do you say so?
If you look at the central defense, in the game against in Burkina Faso, he had no business starting Yobo. Agreed, he's the captain of the team, but the captain must not start.
But you say he's got experience.
If you remember, in Tunisia, 94, when we won the Nations Cup, this same Stephen Keshi that is the coach was a non-playing captain. It was Austin Eguavon that was starting, and at the end of the day, when we won the cup, Eguavon handed over the skipper's band to Keshi to go and take the trophy. So he should be bold enough to tell Yobo to sit on the bench and motivate the players.
Who should he have fielded in place of
Omero? We saw a disciplined central defense when Omero started. So he should, if Yobo bounces back against Ethiopia and will make silly mistakes and will concede goal, we'll start blaming the referee. So let him go for the best players. I want to see a Yobo sit on the bench. I want to see Omero. Look at Ogeyo Onazi, the young boy from that played from the right side of the defense. Good job he did, except for the fact that he held Emmanuel Mayuka, and that resulted in that penalty. But apart from that singular mistake, Onazi did a good job on the night. So we should go for the best of players. I don't see any reason why he should be benching Ukeuchi.
In an African, but you saw the physicality of
Look
that
at
game.
Victor Moses.
What about when Ikeuche came in? It was almost like a shadow of himself.
No, but he made some daring moves. Ikeuche should be starting. Victor Moses should be starting.
So, but Ikeuche didn't prove himself with a goal, which is what coaches look out for and fans look out for. The chances he got, you saw how he blew those chances.
Well,
so,
in any case, Keshi knows that he takes the can. I expect him to field the very best from the very start of the referee's whistle. If we take our chances against Ethiopia, we should win and win well. And then begin to hope that what happens between Burkina Faso and Zambia. Because I should be praying. It's unfortunate that we're now praying permutations here and there when we should have gotten the job done in our first 2 games. Let's pray that Zambia beats Burkina Faso and we beat Ethiopia silly so that we top the group. Because if we don't top the group, it's like going home early.
Why?
Because if we qualify for the quarterfinals as second position finishers in our group, we will be condemned to play in Cote d'Ivoire. And I don't see this Super Eagles beating Cote d'Ivoire.